Aloha, welcome. Test group number 2, mainland test group. We're calling you the blind test group because you guys have been chosen, and many of you guys volunteered to be part of our test group for the pro, trainer, surf fit performance mat. And for that, we thank you. Mahalo. Right now, we're on the north shore of Oahu. We're actually at Pupukea Beach, and right behind me, not that far, is Waimea Beach, which is a legendary big wave break, and just about a mile behind where the camera is at right there, we got Pipeline, and a little further past that, we got Sunset Beach. Now, we are in the mecca of the world's best beaches, especially for surfing. So, which brings me to what you guys will be receiving the next few days. So, I wanted to make a quick video, just kind of introduce what we're trying to accomplish, what we're doing, what we hope was going to come out of what we're doing with you guys. You guys are a test group, and ultimately, guys, we have a big vision, and we've invested the past 12 months of our lives for this vision. But ultimately, it started over 15 years ago while we're at USC. Now, many of you guys, I believe, we chose, and just so you guys understand, the test group number 2. It's a mainland test group. You guys have never seen the product, you haven't heard us talk about the product, and you really don't know what's coming, okay? So anywho, some of you guys do know me from back in the college days, and even back then, we ran a surf school called Don't Be Left Out Surf. It was in Hermosa Beach, California. We ran out of Jeffers Beach Rentals. It's one of the reasons we grew so quickly and we're able to get clients like Red Bull and some other fraternities and whatnot was because we promised something no other company could promise. We promised that you would be up and surfing within your first surf lesson, or all surf lessons after that are free. Now, looking back at it now, it's kind of a hard thing to really promise, but we did it. We did an extremely good job because some of the things that we did back then, it's surprising that they're still not being applied now. And some of those concepts are super simple, breaking down the most complex movements of surfing, practicing that on the shore, you know, etc., etc. But the only way we're able to keep that promise, that guarantee, and we didn't spend a lot of money continually doing surf lessons for people, and something I actually didn't see then was something we gave to the people who actually did not stand up the very first time, okay? So they came out, they wanted to do a surf lesson, and cool, some people just don't have the strength, the ability, the balance to surf right off the bat. And that's totally okay because, guys, a lot of people out there just don't have the natural ability to take to the water, figure it out, and start surfing, and that's okay. But one thing that we did then to secure ourselves is anyone who did not catch a wave the very first time, we would send them home with a program, okay? And this program was essentially really simple, all right? We would draw an X in the ground, they would practice at home, and so next weekend when they came back out the next surf lesson, they would have a lot more foundation and knowledge and understanding and of how the body should move while they're in the water and while they're out there surfing, okay? I guess back then I was kind of blind to the fact that that alone was something that we've created that was absolutely amazing. And it took me about 10 years to figure that out. So that program, we used to give the people who couldn't surf the first time with us, and again, about 90% of the people surfed just fine the first time with us. We had great surf instructors and lessons, but for that 10% of people that couldn't do it the very first time, look, those guys now, 10, 15 years later, are still surfing because we showed them a program that enabled them to continue going. So this is the foundation of what we've been working on and focused on now for the past 12 months. So let's get into it. So Surf Fit Performance Mat. Okay, guys? This is what you're receiving in the next few days, okay? And our plan is to take this to market and launch it August 1st. That's not that far from now, and by the time you get the mat, it won't be that far from then either. And we need to accomplish a lot of things. We've already done test group number 1, island of Oahu here, and we've had a good amount of people try it, but we've been there next to them the entire time. We've been there telling them, explaining to them all the different things that this mat could do and how it really helps. It translates into better surfing, better overall physical fitness, etc. So you're our blind test group. We need to figure out what you think of the mat when you first see it. What's your first initial impression? We need a lot of feedback, good, bad, indifference, it doesn't matter. But nonetheless, we're looking forward to hearing everything you have to say about the mat. So as you get it, you're going to realize that this mat is unlike anything you've ever seen before. Alright, so let's really dive into the Surf Fit Performance Mat and what and what it actually does and why it came to be the way it is. The first thing you're going to notice on the mat is it's somewhat busy. It has a whole bunch of lines and a bunch of really neat features that we've added to the mat. Now this is a culmination of about 12 months of meeting with professional trainers, surfers, non-surfers, fitness experts, doctors, physical therapists. I mean, we've met with literally everybody on this island of Oahu who could play some type of role into producing a one-of-a-kind world-class fitness system that will help not only the surfers or the non-surfers, people who want to learn how to surf, but help anyone who wants to gain the benefits, the health benefits of surfing without actually going into the water. So with that said, we made a formula because everyone knows there's a formula for waves, how waves are caught and how you paddle for it, whatnot, the velocity and really cool mathematical metrics. Like, look, we're not mathematicians. We did hire one though who helped us build our formula we have. But we actually identified what it takes in terms of the human element of the surfing formula. What is it that enables some people to surf and some people who can't? What enables some people to be better than other people? And really, we broke this out into a nice formula, and we realized there's several parts of this formula which we can pluck out, which actually are the hardest parts of surfing. We could pull out of the surfing equation and put it, well, essentially put it on land. And that's what we've done here. We pulled out the most complex, comprehensive, and the most foreign movements that the body actually does while in the water, while catching that wave. And we create a system using those, the foundation of those most complex movements, and we create a system around it, enabling the body to actually know how to do it by the time it touches the water. So first, if you've never surfed before in your life, and look, even if you don't want to, it doesn't matter. These exercises are going to help you basically align your body, enable yourself to be as flexible, explosive, and strong, and get the coordination that you need to actually do surf. So even if you live in Nebraska and you go to maybe Hawaii or a beach once every few years, well look, if you choose to do our fitness program, you will not only be in shape, but you'll be ready to hit the water right away. All right, let's talk about the beginner program real quick. This program is designed for anybody, okay? So whether you know the ocean, live by the ocean, or you live in the middle of America, this is packed with everything you need to know about going surfing, anything you possibly could know about going surfing prior to actually going surfing, okay? From wave knowledge, to riptides, to currents, to undertows, to sea animals, to the surfboards, to the terminology, to everything you need to know. We've created a complete program for anyone who ever is wanting to learn how to surf. So you're 80% there before you even touch the water. I'm gonna say that again, 80%. That literally pushes the learning curve to a point where there's only a certain amount of learning you still need to do before you actually are surfing. Now look, even the movements. So I'm gonna talk about the movements real quick because that's important to really talk about. When it comes to surfing, and I told you we had the formula that we broke down, well, we've identified the pop-up, the motion of going from the laying position to a standing position on a surfboard as the #1 hardest move, the most challenging move, not only to learn, but to continue to improve upon. And actually, that's the foundation of how good of a surfer you are. We've actually created a chart where it shows your pop-up, the time it takes when you go laying position to a standing position. Now again, this is less than 1% of your entire surfing experience. However, it's literally 100% of your ability to surf, to stick with it, to actually enjoy it. And again, this is a hard movement. You know why? Because you may have stood up from laying position a million times in your life, but you have never, ever stood up like you need to on a surfboard from a laying position. All right, from beginners, now we go to intermediate surfers. Now these are surfers, probably more or less similar to me, ones who've surfed quite some time, but don't get in the water as much as they like to, or prior to moving out to Hawaii here. But now the biggest challenge about surfing, again, going back to the pop-up is the pinnacle single movement that makes you a good surfer, a better surfer, and a great surfer. So our intermediate program, which is think about P90X, but for surfing. This program kicks your rear end. And we did that on purpose because a lot of surfing, especially if you don't live by the beach or don't have the opportunity to paddle out very often because you work so much, this program is meant to keep you in shape, okay? So if you're gonna work out, which many of you do, and I hope you continue to do so, because it's super important, and I need to do it more myself. But if you're gonna work out with a purpose. So look, we created a program called the Train Program. This is high intensity, high interval programs that we've consulted with many professional surfers and fitness advisors to really help us really develop this into a program that will literally burn or melt the fat off you and get you strong. And not only that, it will take your surfing to the next level. Okay, we call it the performance mat for a reason, because as soon as you hop on this and use any of our programs on this mat, your performance literally goes to the next level. So with that program leads me to the next program, which is the Excel program. All right, so the Excel program, which is our, as of right now, part of our core programs we're designing, but the Excel program is for current surfers. These guys are awesome surfers. If you fit into this category, congratulations. I wish I'll be there soon, and I will be using my product. But anyways, this program is designed to take your surfing abilities you have now and really bring it to the next level. Maybe you want to attempt the big wave surfing. If you want to go to the elite side of surfing, well, look, you got to be strong. You got to have the proper training. And we have, again, some of the top surfers in Oahu, some of the legendary surfers helping us build this program. And everyone we've presented it here in Oahu have loved it. I mean, literally every single person we're requesting help from a fitness person to a surfer to anybody, they look at it, we go through some of the workouts, and they absolutely fall in love with the idea, because we are the first company in the history of any surf products to create a product where you can actually become better at surfing. Now let me explain that for a moment here. If you guys, and many of you guys I'm sure did play, high school sports, even college sports, for every single sport there's a foundation of workouts, of drills, of things that help you become better at that sport. And give you some examples. You got baseball, you got batting cages. Okay, and let's go with the golf. You have driving ranges. And imagine, so a lot of times, so let's talk about surfing history real quick, because surfing history is amazing. For the past 100 years, surfing as a surfboard has evolved tremendously from the front of the board to the back of the board to the weight to the materials used. The surfboard has gone through an evolution of change and scientific breakthroughs. However, in the past 100 years, no one actually focused on the surfer, right? And now, since we're going into 2015, 2016, the surf industry is exploding. Now we can thank GoPro for that, and thanks to some other content sharing sites, because surfing is more available now than ever before, because people can go online and search, learn, follow professional surfing, okay? So with that explosion, the beaches are more crowded than ever. And until now, until this very moment, until we launch our product, the only way you can get better at surfing is we'll paddle out. If you want to learn how to surf, you got to paddle out. If you want to be a master at surfing, well, look, you got to paddle out. In the formula that was created, and basically that we've cracked the code of surfing, that formula, we realized that the strongest weight in the individual part of that formula is repetition. The amount of waves that you catch actually equals how good you are. And now with like any sport though, if you don't practice a technique, especially precision repetition like surfing is, like jumping on your surfboard, the pop-up, if you don't practice, well look, every time you go surfing, now you can do 2 hours in the water and it's so busy, you're gonna only catch a few waves. Well look, that's not enough to get better. So imagine, just for a moment, that you were sitting on the beach like we are, and you lived right here, and there's waves constantly breaking out there, and nobody in the water. Well look, that's how the pros became great. They live by the ocean. All of them have the ability to go surfing anytime they want to catch waves all day long. Well, most of us don't have that, well, the opportunity. We don't have that access. So imagine now, if you can catch 30 waves per day, how good would you be? I mean, me, I live in Oahu. I live right up the street right here next to these beaches, and it's summertime, so there's no waves, but even with that, when I do go surfing, I'm going to catch 3, 4, 5, 6 waves max. That means I only have 4, 5, 6 times or opportunities to improve my jump up, to improve my surfing, to improve my power. That, my friend, is not enough. And I'm a lucky one. So if surfing is something that you want to accomplish, get better at, and well, essentially excel at, that's what we're doing here. We're the first of its kind, the world's first learn how to surf from home program. And we are literally bootstrapping this project to become something that I believe will help millions millions of people do. And so I want to talk about the surf fitness industry. It's a brand new industry. Again, I talked about the surf market, surf industry growing, but there's a small niche in there and it's growing exponentially fast. There's only a few players in this niche. It's called surf fitness. Surfing has helped me more than anything I've ever done in my life. And again, being a D1 athlete, being part of sports my entire life, it just did not make much sense to me why surfing isn't any different from any other sport. You gotta break down the most complex movements, you gotta train them, you gotta execute them, and you gotta do them over and over again to master them. And surfing is unlike snowboarding or skateboarding or any other type of extreme sport. You cannot go surfing and catch wave after wave after wave like you can skateboarding, you can go snowboarding or baseball or batting cages, stuff like that. Surfing is the only sport you can't do that. You have to wait where the waves come. You have to wait your turn in the lineup. You don't have the opportunity to get better. And look, if you want to get better, that's what this program is designed to do. Get you fit and strong and get you ready to go out in the water. So again, revolving back to you guys, test group number 2. We're gonna have a video sent to you guys shortly. I have a survey attached to this video, but very shortly you're gonna have another video. It's gonna give you the basic workouts. It's not so much basic as it is innovative, because we've created these workouts working with dozens of surf professionals and fitness professionals. So they're awesome, and they correlate with everything you see on that mat. And literally, our product, the Surf Fit Performance Mat, is designed like a batting cage, designed like a heavy bag for boxing. It's designed like a driving range for golf. It's your ability to learn the movements and perfect